Hello everyone, very quick video for those of you living in a cave or somewhere unaware of the major update that the Mavic 3 got rolled out over the weekend whilst I was over in Belgium drinking far too much mulled wine at the Christmas markets. But look, I'm back in Blighty now and I have quickly updated the app to version 1.5.4, that's for both for iOS and for Android. You then update the drone's firmware to version 1.00.0400 and the remote should also be on 4.13.0400. Look, it's a large update that has arrived and it's arrived earlier than expected. But to be clear, it does still not include everything that we'd hoped for, and there are still some functions that are not yet enabled. But that said, way better to get some functions sooner than expected, and with my software development and QA testing hat on for my day job, I know it is usually a safer bet to do more frequent, smaller releases rather than build everything up into one huge update. So look, happy days all round. Here's the main features of what we've got. Got the addition of FocusTrack or ActiveTrack, master shots and time-lapse. You've got the RAW only photo format, you've got a fix for the vibrating arms that some people noticed near landing, and improved return to home performance, obstacle avoidance and hovering. A few other minor improvements as well, but look, we already know my feelings on the obstacle avoidance for the Mavic 3. It's very impressive, as long as you've actually got it switched on, of course. Most of you will know how I managed to crash this before, and it was not due to the obstacle avoidance being bad in any way. So I'll be looking at what changes I can see, if any. But frankly, as I said, I was already very impressed with this part of the drone's functionality. Now, they mentioned FocusTrack. On screen, it's still referred to as ActiveTrack, and that's what you and I would know it as. I gave the Air 2S a really good test of its ActiveTrack a good few months ago, and I was really impressed. And I have to say that my first impressions of the Mavic 3 are even higher. As you can see, the usual procedure for setting up the ActiveTrack is to tap and draw on screen to create a little box, which then produces the pop-up menu with the three options: ActiveTrack, Spotlight and POI, or Point of Interest. POI focuses the drone on the central point for you to fly around, where Spotlight gives you a bit more flexibility as you can highlight the subject and the camera stays locked on that subject no matter where you fly the drone, which I think is absolutely brilliant and allows you to focus on flying the drone knowing the camera is always pointing in the right direction. And of course, you've got ActiveTrack, where the drone is just tracking and following the subject as it moves, making full use of the obstacle avoidance at the same time. Now, POI, Spotlight and ActiveTrack were already available on the Air 2S, and so it's really nice that we've now got them on the Mavic 3 as well. A nice new control that's been introduced is a little pop-up just above where you can actually choose where you want the drone to position itself in relation to the subject as you fly along. Now, when the Mavic 2 Pro was introduced, one of the main features they were advertising was the predictive algorithms that helped ActiveTrack work out and recapture a subject when it had gone out of sight. And I did a little video testing that, and it was generally pretty good. But to me, they have massively improved that on the Mavic 3 again. You can see here, playing around, no matter how hard I tried to hide, it always found me and carried on tracking, which is no mean feat. Hiding behind bushes, coming out backwards when it would have expected me to have been coming out forwards. Whatever I did, it still managed to relock and carry on tracking. So really impressive stuff. As you'd hope and expect, of course, it continues to avoid obstacles and trees whilst flying, which of course is a bit of a fundamental requirement if you've got ActiveTrack switched on. I have to say, one disappointment for me is the inability for it to track Ted, my dog, as the subject. I know they make the software to focus on shapes that resemble humans, vehicles and bikes, which I guess helps the tracking system stay focused on the actual subject and not get distracted by other shapes nearby. But I still live in hope of being able to active track my dog one day. Anyway, look, I want to carry on going through testing some of the updated features over the next week. The inclusion of master shots is nice, but I don't really know why they haven't included quick shots as well. Master shots uses the quick shot functions to make the little mini movie. So I'm hoping they're going to be updating or enabling quick shots in the next update. Also, of course, Hyperlapse is now enabled, meaning the ability to set various types of Hyperlapse videos is now possible. Hyperlapse is simply DJI's term for a time-lapse video, but they call it Hyperlapse because the camera or the drone is also moving at the same time. Now, you can get some brilliant shots with this function. I did a really nice, easy tutorial for the Air 2S and the 2 Pro earlier this year, and the functionality is identical on the Mavic 3 now. But look, one thing I think existing 2 Pro users need to consider is that whilst you've got the Waypoints option as one of the options for Hyperlapse, standard Waypoints is not possible, and frankly I don't believe it's going to be coming anytime soon. As I said, Hyperlapse is well developed for the Air 2S, but the Fly app has got no capacity for standard waypoints, meaning you cannot set a course and shoot a normal video time and time again at different times of the day or the year. And I think that's a real shame, in my opinion, because you can get some really, really good shots. And of course, it's also very useful if you're having to make a repetitive flight, a regular flight on a regular basis. I don't know, maybe one day they will reintroduce this into the Fly app, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Another real annoyance for me is still no ability to smooth out the stick settings. There's no ability for the EXP settings, certainly on the Android app. I mentioned in my crash analysis video, it's a function that does exist in the iOS version of the app, so I really hope this gets included in the next update for the Android apps. For now, certainly on Android, the sticks still seem overly sensitive, and the Mavic 3 is still as jumpy as ever with the slightest of touches. So for the time being, very, very light touch with the fingers is the order of the day. Anyway, look, that's about it. As I said, very quick video on the main elements. I have to admit, I was actually a little bit frustrated over the last month or two with just how many functions were missing from this brand new drone. You know, I don't think it did DJI any favours releasing it with so many features missing, and just saying feature coming soon really wasn't good enough for what's supposed to be their flagship model. But anyway, it is what it is. And for now, this is a really nice, welcome little update. It's bringing a lot of nice extra little features, and let's hope the next big update filling in the remaining gaps is not too far away. Anyway, look, as ever, let me know your thoughts below. What's top of your list for features to be added? Just get writing in the comments below. Now look, busy times at the moment. You can see here I've got nice new filters from Freewell. I've also got 8-inch new tablet from TripleTech, which is supposed to be one of the brightest screens available for the remote control. So I will be having fun playing with that, as well as the rest of the functions that have just been enabled on the Mavic 3. So busy times all round, which is always good fun. So look, until then, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, stay safe and sane as ever. Have fun. Happy flying.